Good morning, children. I hope you are all doing well. So, students, now again welcome to the Social Studies tutorial. Today we are going to learn our remaining chapter 2 of Geography, Land, Soil and Water Resources. In our last session, we have learned about land resources and its different types. So today we are going to learn about land uses, that what are the land uses, or like in what ways the land can be put to use. So students, land can be used for agriculture, forestry, mining, building houses, roads and industry. But these uses of land are affected by different factors. These factors can be classified broadly into two categories: physical factors and human factors. Physical factors are topography, soil, climate, mineral, etc. Whereas human factors are population, technology and availability of capital. Now students, let's learn in detail that how these physical factors or human factors affect the uses of the land. So first, let's discuss about these physical factors. Topography. Topography can be defined as the physical characters of an area for its, especially its position of rivers and mountains, etc. Whereas the second one is soil. Soil also affect the uses of the land. If we talk about black soil, then black soil is fine enough for the production of cotton, whereas the alluvial soil is fine enough for the production of wheat and rice. Then the next is climate. Now let's understand that how climate affect the uses of land. So students, we have already learned about globe in our previous grades. So again, let's learn that this is our globe. Then there is equator which lies at 0 degree. This line, imaginary line, is also called latitude. So if we talk about 0 degree latitude or equator, then there is the direct rays of the sun. So once there is the direct rays of the sun, then the temperature remains high at the equator, because of which the production of wheat is not fine enough, because wheat requires a moderate type of climate. Then minerals. So how minerals affect land uses? Students, if in an area plenty of minerals are available or a large amount of mineral is available, then that land can be used for the establishing or settling down more and more mining or industrial units. Now let's discuss about human factors. The first is population. So students, let's discuss how population affect the uses of land. Population. If in an area there is dense populated area, then more and more economic activities will be happen and more industries will be established there. On the other hand, if in an area there is less population, then the agricultural activity can be seen. Then the next is technology. So students, technology also plays a very important role in the uses of land. If an area is technologically developed, then there is the availability of mining and industries. If the area is technologically not developed, then there will be agricultural activities happen. Now let's discuss about the challenges before land use. Before learning about the challenges before the land uses, now let's discuss pattern of land uses in India. So there is an uneven usage of land in our country. If we talk about nets on area, then it is 46.6%, whereas forestry land is 22.6%, permanent pasture is 3.6% and cultivable wasteland is 4.5%. And the land which is not available for cultivation is 13.5%. Now, students, let's learn about challenges before land use. So the first challenge before the land use is increasing population. As you all know that our population is increasing day by day, just because of this there is more and more demand by the increasing people. So just because of, but we have very limited land resources. So just because of this increasing population and more demand, there is a challenge before us just to fulfill our needs. It also differs in quality. For example, if we talk about Sahara Desert, though it is a very large area but can't be used because of less resources availability. So there will be no use of Sahara Desert. Then the next challenge before us is land degradation, landslides, soil erosion and desertification. Now, let's understand the concept of land degradation. Land degradation refers to the decline of productivity of cultivable land or a forest land. There are some factors which are responsible for land degradation. Now let's discuss these factors in detail. The factors which are responsible for land degradation are overexploitation of land, deforestation, that is cutting of trees, clearing fertile land for settlements, slashing and burning of trees for agriculture. It is a pattern of agriculture that is called jhum, and abundant mining sites, etc. Now, conservation of land resources. So students, now let's discuss about the conservation of land resources. That conservation of land resources can be considered as some of the basic strategies or the measures which can be adopted for protecting land degradation or just for overcoming with the problem of land degradation. So these are the afforestation, land reclamation, regulated use of pesticides and fertilizers, and check on overgrazing. Let's discuss these measures in detail. The first one is afforestation. Afforestation is the process of planting more and more trees. It resulted in overcoming with the problem of land degradation because the roots of trees hold the soil, so there will be no land degradation. The second is land reclamation. Land reclamation is the process of increasing the utility of land by putting some efforts. For example, the barren land can be converted in fertile land. Then the next is regulated use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers, because if there will be a controlled use of pesticides and fertilizers, so it retains the fertility of the land. And the last one is check on overgrazing, that there must be only a specific area for grazing the cattle, or the other way is to protect the land degradation, that the production of fodder crops, so that there will be no land degradation. So I hope that you enjoyed this session. Well, we'll discuss the soil resources in our next session. Thank you. Till the time, stay home and stay safe.